tonight, right at this exact second, someone is completely ignoring a massive, like aggressively blinking neon red flag just because the guy happens to be 6'2" and has nice forearms.
Oh, absolutely. They're putting their blinders on.
Literally putting them on.
Mm-hmm.
And somewhere else tonight, someone is staring at 3 gray typing dots on an iPhone screen, currently getting ghosted by a 32-year-old man who still sleeps on a bare mattress directly on the floor.
With a towel for a curtain.
Yes, a towel curtain. And honestly, somewhere, someone is aggressively pinning floral arrangements to a secret, locked wedding Pinterest board after exactly 3 text messages that just said, like, hey, wide and cool.
A tale as old as time.
Right. And honestly, this exact spectrum of human delusion is exactly why Love Island exists.
It's the only thing that makes it all make sense.
It really is. So, babes, welcome back. We love you. We see you. And, babes, we are here for an amazing time. So thank you for being here with us.
We are so glad you're here, Snark Squad.
We really are. And, babes, we have been absolutely loving our Love Island summer. I mean, I am fully consumed.
It is the ultimate signature show of the summer. There's nothing else like it.
No, because the villa drama hits on a completely different psychological level.
Well, yeah, because you strip away all the normal distractions. Right, you put a bunch of deeply insecure, highly attractive people in a house, you take away their phones, you take away their concept of time.
They literally don't even know what time the sun sets.
Exactly. And you just watch what happens when their only source of dopamine is male validation and an iced coffee.
It's a sociological experiment, and I am just spiraling over why we get so emotionally attached to these strangers in bathing suits. Like, I care about them more than my own extended family.
It's parasocial bonding at its finest. I refuse to apologize for it.
Same. And to honor that, Snark Squad, the mango margaritas are officially on deck. I am pouring as we speak.
Oh, that is a heavy pour.
Yeah.
I respect it.
Heavily poured. Because, even if we aren't physically sitting on a beanbag chair in Mallorca right now, the drinks are giving tropical baddie energy.
Cheers to that. Wow. Okay, yeah, that is strong.
We need it. Because honestly, while we are judging these islanders, we need to be real with the Snark Squad for a second.
Oh, boy. The life update.
Yeah, the life update. We have stayed on the dating apps. Against all medical and spiritual advice, we are still swiping. And babes, our love lives have somehow gotten worse.
Exponentially worse. It defies logic.
It does. Between the two of us, in just the last 14 days, we have been catfished, we have been ghosted, and we have only made it to 2 actual physical in-person dates.
And calling them dates is a gross misuse of the English language. They were hostage negotiations.
Literally hostage negotiations over happy hour appetizers. I mean, I have to tell the Snark Squad about my date. They need to understand the trenches we are in.
Please, lay it out for them. The people need to know.
Okay, so I match with this guy. His profile is giving cute, outdoorsy, maybe has a steady 401k. He suggests this really nice, dim-lit speakeasy downtown.
Which is a great start. High hopes.
Right. So I spend an hour getting ready. My hair is blown out. My outfit is giving effortless but expensive. I walk in expecting at least a button-down shirt. And, babes, he was wearing cargo shorts.
Let the record show it was raining outside.
It was raining. And he is in khaki cargo shorts with pockets so large he could have been smuggling a rotisserie chicken in each leg.
In the year of our Lord, cargo shorts.
I know. But I sit down because I have manners.
Yeah.
I order a gin and tonic. And then for 45 solid minutes, I timed it, he does not ask me a single question. He talks exclusively about his ex-girlfriend's mother's dietary restrictions.
Not even the ex-girlfriend.
The mother.
The mother. Her name is Brenda. I learned that Brenda cannot process gluten, dairy, nightshades, or joy.
The fact that you know Brenda's name and he probably couldn't remember yours is just, it's so dark. It gets worse. The bill comes for our 2 drinks. He looks at it, looks at me, and with a completely straight face says, "So, are you going to cover the tip or should we just split this exactly down the middle?"
I am physically recoiling.
I was paralyzed. I paid, went to the bathroom, and literally fake texted a family medical emergency so I could flee.
The cargo shorts were a warning beacon.
Well.
And Brenda's leaky gut was the final nail. But honestly, I would take Brenda over the psychological thriller I was subjected to.
Oh my God, yes. Your catfish story. I am still recovering from the screenshots.
It requires a true crime documentary. So I matched with the guy. His photos are giving brooding, artistic, sharp jawline. We agree to meet at a cafe.
A public place. Smart.
Always. So I walk in, grab a table, and I'm scanning the room. Nothing. Then a man approaches my table who looks absolutely, fundamentally nothing like his photos.
Nothing.
I mean, the photos he used were clearly heavily filtered artifacts dug out of a hard drive from 2017.
They belonged in the Smithsonian.
Exactly. He had used the Snapchat dog filter on one of them, which, in hindsight, immediate red flag. But I was blinded by the jawline.
A jawline that had completely evaporated in person.
Evaporated into his neck. He was easily 7 years older. Completely different aesthetic. And he just sat down as if nothing was wrong. I was trying to mentally superimpose the dog filter over his face just to find a resemblance.
Why are men treating dating apps like a historical archive? You cannot use a photo from the Obama administration.
It is false advertising. I mean, why is dating just a disaster right now?
I don't know, but listen, despite the cargo shorts and the time-traveling catfish, I haven't completely given up hope.
Oh, here we go. The glimmer of hope.
I actually have a tiny glimmer. I'm talking to someone right now who, wait for it, might actually be giving rich zaddy energy.
Stop. We need to define rich zaddy energy. Because last time you said this, the guy drove a leased BMW and lived with 3 roommates.
No, this is different. Listen, he makes dinner reservations without me sending a Yelp link. He uses punctuation in his texts, like commas and semicolons.
A semicolon? Oh, he went to grad school.
Right. And when we met up, he actually asked me questions and looked me in the eyes. I am cautiously optimistic.
I give it 2 weeks before you find out he's deeply enmeshed in a crypto scam.
You are so cynical.
I am. Because I am cursed. I continue to only attract walking red flags. If a man has an avoidant attachment style and a fear of commitment, he will find his way into my algorithm. I'm a magnet for messes.
You just radiate, I can fix him energy. You do.
I really don't want to. But speaking of absolute messes, before we spiral into the abyss of our own lives, we have to talk about the pre-show meal.
Yes. Snark Squad, before recording, we ordered food from Slutty Vegan and Babes. It was incredible.
A cultural reset. If you haven't had it, your palate is not activated.
First of all, the food. I got the Dance Hall Queen burger. Elite, you got the One Night Stand burger.
I saw the face of God in that burger. The flavors and the vibes. Unmatched.
But the best part wasn't even the food. It was the absolute chaos of walking into the store.
You have to explain the protocol because it's not a normal restaurant.
Right, so you don't just quietly walk in. You cross the threshold, and the entire staff stops. The music pauses. One of the workers grabs an actual megaphone and screams, "We've got some sluts walking in."
Followed immediately by the deafening blast of an air horn.
Just air horns and absolute chaos. I felt so welcomed. It was giving VIP bottle service, but for vegan burgers at 1 in the afternoon.
But the peak comedic timing was literally moments later. The glass doors open again, and in walks this incredibly wholesome LL Bean catalog family. Mom, dad, 2 kids in a double stroller.
And without missing a beat.
Without a microsecond of hesitation, the guy on the megaphone points at the stroller and yells, "And now a family of sluts is walking in."
I was on the floor. The dad was laughing so hard, his face turned purple. It was just elite, hilarious, welcoming, unforgettable energy.
It changes your brain chemistry. But you know what else changes your brain chemistry?
Oh, I know where you're going.
The manipulative, insidious chaos happening in the Love Island villa right now. We have to recap. Episode 16, we need to open the files.
Take a massive sip of your margarita because we are diving straight into the Mariana Trench of delusion. I am dying to break this down.
Let's start with the recoupling. The girl's choice recoupling. The tension was thick enough to slice with a machete.
Let's do the rundown. Lola picked Sean, which, okay, they are background extras. Jasmine picked Kavan. Yasmin picked Lorenzo, Angelista picked Simba, Priya picked Samraj, Ellie picked Tommy, Namibia picked Aiden, and Micah picked Sam.
Sam, who is the actual literal ghost of the villa. We haven't seen him clearly since 1998.
He lives in a broom closet. But we cannot breeze past the recoupling because we have to surgically examine Aiden's behavior right after.
The beggy tour.
Maximum unprecedented levels of beg. He had no shame.
Zero dignity. Let's look at the facts. He's coupled with Namibia, who looks like a glowing deity. Does he go sit with her? No. He bounces from Ellie to Priya to Namibia.
Going door to door like a desperate salesman.
Begging for kisses, begging for validation. And he literally pulls Ellie aside and tells her he's still open to getting to know her.
I was screaming at my TV. This is the same man who proposed a foursome involving his own brother 2 weeks ago. And now he's the confused romantic lead.
He's trying to rewrite history. But his facade completely crumbles under the weight of the name game disaster.
I am spiraling just thinking about this. My stomach is in knots.
Set the scene.
Okay, Aiden is in bed with Yasmin. The lights are low, things are getting intimate under the covers, and he looks at her, and out of his mouth comes the name, Ellie.
His ex-fleeing.
He called Yasmin by Ellie's name.
The ultimate unforgivable crime. But the defense is what makes this high art. Yasmin confronts him on the terrace, and what is his alibi?
He looks her dead in the eyes and says, I didn't call you Ellie, I actually said Riley. Snark Squad, Riley is his sister's name.
Let's bring this down logically. Option A, you accidentally call a woman by the name of the girl who's been rejecting you. Terrible, but known. Option B, you were in a highly sexual setting and you accidentally moan your sister's name.
How is option B the excuse you go with?
How did his brain calculate that option B would make Yasmin less angry?
Freud is violently spinning in his grave. If a man tells me he accidentally called me his sister's name, I am calling the authorities. And Yasmin had to scream at him because he did it 3 times.
He has no internal monologue. And when she gets mad, what does he do? He storms off like a petulant toddler.
The exhaustion of dealing with a man who has another woman living rent-free in his head. But the whiplash? Because right after storming off, he pivots straight to Namibia and takes her to the terrace.
And we are subjected to the 4K kiss.
It needed a trigger warning.
It was physically uncomfortable. Namibia essentially had to provide a live-action tutorial. She had to teach this grown man how to operate his own mouth.
It was giving washing machines stuck on the spin cycle.
He walks around with all his bravado and then delivers a kiss like a golden retriever eating peanut butter.
Namibia deserves financial reparations, but while Aiden is loudly disrespectful, we have to talk about the true villain operating in the shadows, Simba.
Professor Simba, teaching a masterclass in gaslighting.
Let's rewind to the blindfold kissing challenge. Simba goes down the line, and he is fully grabbing and cupping the girls' actual butts.
Hands-on.
Very hands-on. Angelista pulls him aside later, very calm, and says it made her uncomfortable, a normal boundary. And what does Simba do?
This is gaslighting in real time. He looks her in the eye and says, I didn't touch their bums. I only touched their hips.
Lies. HD camera lies.
The audacity to lie on a television set equipped with 80 high-definition cameras. We saw the squeeze. There was an anatomical difference between a hip and a bum.
It is terrifying, and it sets the stage for the clarity catastrophe because at the recoupling, Angelista gives this beautiful speech. She says, Simba feels like home.
And Simba repays that by dropping a tactical nuclear weapon on her self-esteem.
He pulls her aside immediately after. The fire pit is still warm, and he tells her it would have been better if Micah had picked him. For clarity.
I need a dictionary definition of clarity right now.
Because he hijacked the word. What clarity do you need? You just want a socially acceptable excuse to hook up with someone else. You are weaponizing therapy speak.
It's brilliant in its cruelty. And when Angelista rightfully gets upset and cries, does he comfort her?
No. He employs Darvo. Deny, attack, reverse victim and offender. He storms off, plays the victim, and whines to the boys, if she really cared about me, she'd let me explore this.
If she really cared about me. That is emotional manipulation 101, framing her valid boundary as a character flaw on her part. Insidious.
It makes my skin crawl. And I have to push back on Angelista with love, because later that night, they are making out in bed. Fangirls do not beg for men. Stand up.
She capitulated, and by doing that, she proved to Simba there are 0 consequences for his toxic behavior, which perfectly sets the stage for the terrace treason.
The next day, he pulls Micah to the terrace.
The deployment of the London boy game. I have survived this game. He leans in close, lowers his voice to a whisper, talks about wanting to move her hair out of her face.
The script.
It is manufactured intimacy. He hacks her nervous system to override her logical boundaries, and then he suggests they sneak into the hideaway.
The private sex room. You just recoupled with Angelista 12 hours ago. I was throwing pillows at my TV. Thank God Micah shut it down.
Micah was the only one with a functioning prefrontal cortex. But while Simba hides his villainy, we have an islander loudly broadcasting hers, Priya.
Priya's PR disaster, straight out of a sitcom. It's the morning after all the girls are in the dressing room, and Priya casually announces to the room that she kissed Lorenzo in bed, right in front of Yasmin.
A surgical strike, calculated for maximum collateral damage.
It was so messy. But sweet, grounded Lola clocks in for her shift and calls Priya out. She points out the double standards that Priya cries about hating love triangles while actively building one.
Now I'm going to play devil's advocate for 30 seconds.
How can you defend her?
I am defending her strategy, not her morality. She is playing the game. Everyone else is playing house, trying to lock down a day one couple. Priya understands she needs to cause drama to get screen time.
Okay, fine. Strictly from a production standpoint, she is delivering. But she is destroying her real-life reputation. And if Priya is loud, Samraj is quietly writing a villain origin story.
The Samraj fake-out. This will echo through history.
Priya chooses Samraj. Immediately, Samraj goes to the beanbags with the boys and completely throws her under the bus. He says she has a massive ego and that he is completely faking it with her.
He literally said he's only sticking with her because they are both Punjabi and Indian,
Yeah.
using their culture as a shield to stay safe. He said the quiet part out loud on national television.
He is so dumb. And then, the whiplash. That exact same night, he gets into bed with Priya and aggressively makes out with her.
This is why I watch this show. Movie night is going to tear his singlet when the producers roll that tape. A bloodbath.
I will have my phone on Do Not Disturb. But all of this was just the appetizer for the nuclear bomb, the sleepover.
The ultimate test of loyalty. They whisk Kavan, Simba, Mika, and Yasmin away to a secret second villa with 4 bombshells. Jetty, Finley, Hallie, and Tina.
And Chidi walks in declaring he's the ultimate bombshell. He pulls Micah and then drops a confession that broke the internet. He admits his longest relationship was a 2-year situationship.
Snark Squad, listen to me. A 2-year situationship is not a relationship. It is a hostage situation.
Yeah.
It is emotional terrorism.
730 days of what are we?
If you are performing husband-level duties for 24 months without a title, you have been defrauded. To brag about that on TV is a neon red flag.
The cortisol levels alone. But the sleepover wasn't just Chidi. Simba finally gets away from Angelista and immediately kisses Micah.
Proving all of Angelista's fears absolutely correct.
He didn't even sleep on it. But the ultimate fallout, the bombshell massacre, the producers announce the bombshells get to steal.
Tina steals Aiden, Chady steals Micah, Finley steals Ellie, and Hallie steals Tommy.
Leaving Namibia and Sam single, and the producers choose violence. Any single islanders are immediately dumped.
Sam, we barely knew thee, but Namibia.
The injustice. She looks like a glowing goddess, and she gets dumped purely because of Aiden's chaotic mess. He couldn't make a choice, and she is collateral damage.
It is a dark day. Which brings us to our first segment, because we need to evaluate these people's grip on reality. The Villa Delusion Index.
Yes, the categories are surprisingly grounded, slightly delulu, chronically delulu, and Hall of Fame delusion. Who are you nominating for surprisingly grounded?
I have thought long and hard, and it's Lola.
The background extra.
Yes, Lola. While everyone is screaming and crying, Lola is quietly observing like a scientist. She read Priya for filth. She sees the chessboard clearly.
Okay, I see your point. She's the audience surrogate. For slightly delulu, I am aggressively nominating Yasmin.
Defended, because she's a victim of Aiden.
She is, but her actions make no sense. She ends things with Aiden, sneaks up and kisses Lorenzo on the terrace, and then the next morning gets furiously angry at Priya for kissing Lorenzo in bed. You cannot be the secret kisser and then play the victim.
The emotional math is not mathing. I accept that. For chronically delulu, there is only one answer. Priya.
100,000,000% Priya.
She claims she hates love triangles, yet she is the lead architect of a romantic pentagon. She's entertaining Lorenzo, leading on Samraj, eyeing Tommy, flirting with Aiden.
She is the arsonist complaining about the smell of smoke. But there is only one person who deserves the ultimate crown. Hall of Fame delusion goes to Aiden.
Heavy is the head.
He genuinely believes he is the ultimate prize. He calls a woman by his sister's name, proposes a foursome with his brother, delivers a terrible spin cycle kiss, gets the hottest girl dumped, and still swaggers around. His delusion belongs in a museum.
It's pathological. But let's look at what they're actually saying to each other. Segment 2. Text message forensics.
Ooh, breaking down the dialogue.
The categories. Genuine interest, strategic gameplay, future ghosting, immediate red flag.
For genuine interest, I am pointing to Jasmine and Kavan.
The cougar dynamic.
Yes. Despite the age gap talk, they actually seem to authentically like each other. They ask real questions. It's unforced chemistry.
Rare, but true. For strategic gameplay, I'm looking back at Priya. Every conversation is a corporate strategy meeting disguised as flirtation. She's doing high-level calculus to survive the vote.
She has a mental whiteboard. For future ghosting, this hurts, but it's Lorenzo.
A professional ghost in training.
He is giving us great television, but he is biding his time. The second a blonde bombshell walks in, he is dropping Yasmin and Priya so fast they'll get windburn.
He's treating the villa like a dentist's waiting room.
Which brings us to immediate red flag. Say it with me. 1, 2, 3.
Samraj.
Samraj, saying I'm faking it to the boys, using his culture as a shield, and then going to deeply make out with Priya. That is sociopathic behavior. Change your address. Immediate red flag.
An active danger to the dating public. Speaking of real-world behavior, let's open the files for the Rich Zaddy Investigation Unit.
Yes. Categories. Rich Zaddy energy, broke but confident energy, secret trust fund energy, splits every bill,
Exactly,
Yeah.
energy. I'll start. Rich Zaddy energy goes to Lorenzo.
The future ghoster.
Yes, because real Rich Zaddy energy isn't about logos, it's about a lack of desperation. Lorenzo sits back, drops the sarcastic one-liner, and watches the chaos without his heart rate spiking. Supreme confidence.
He does have the aura of a man who hands the waiter his black card blindly, broke, but confident energy is easily Aiden.
The global poster child.
He is operating at 150% volume with zero actual capital to back it up. He's the guy who buys sparkling water at the club and pretends it's Grey Goose.
Hyper accurate. For secret trust fund energy, I'm looking at Kavan.
The young king.
He's quietly confident, managing a mature woman without sweating. He gives the vibe of a guy who drives a beat-up Volvo, but has a massive family portfolio managed by a guy named Wentworth.
I love that for him. And finally splits every bill. Exactly. Energy. Snark Squad. You know it's Simba.
It could be no one else.
He takes you to a mid-tier restaurant, demands to explore options, and then sends a Venmo request for $4.50 for half the truffle fries.
He would calculate the local tax on your cocktail. A menace. All right, final segment. The couple survival forecast.
Predicting the real-world fate. Married within a year, together until the finale, break up before the airport, blocked by Tuesday.
Married within a year goes to Lola and Sean.
The extras.
While the villa burns, they're quietly making avocado toast. Boring translates to stable. They'll have a beige Instagram wedding by next summer.
Sponsored by HelloFresh. Together until the finale, I'm giving to Jasmine and Kavan.
Break it down.
They have mutual respect and chemistry to survive the votes. But in the real world, when she has her corporate job and he's playing Fortnite until 3 a.m., not gonna last. But they'll make it to the finale couches.
Pragmatic. Breakup before the airport is tragic, but inevitable.
Ellie and Tommy.
Doomed. Tommy has a documented history of wandering eyes. The second production hands them their iPhones. Tommy is sliding into an Instagram model's DMs, and Ellie is calling a separate Uber to Heathrow.
They won't even share a taxi. And finally, blocked by Tuesday. It has to be Angelista and Simba.
Written in the stars.
The second Angelista gets her phone, her friends are showing her the 4K footage of the butt grabs and the hideaway requests. She's blocking him on Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, even his Spotify account.
Digitally erased. As he should be.
Wow. I am out of breath, I have spiraled, and my heavily poured margarita is totally empty. What a messy hour of television.
It really was. But before we sign off, I want to leave everyone with a final thought. We spent all this time roasting Aiden and Simba as red flags. But maybe the real villain is the environment itself. If you took away your phone, your concept of time, and your support system, how long until you became the villain in someone else's story? Sleep on that, Snark Squad.
That is deeply philosophical and terrifying. But babes, we need to turn this over to the real experts. Get in the comments.
Rapid fire questions. Have you ever been catfished? We need the 2017 Snapchat dog filter stories. Which islander is the biggest red flag? And who do you think gives Rich Zaddy energy?
And most importantly, what is your wildest dating app story? Did you meet a cargo shorts guy? Did you get a Venmo for fries? Put it in the comments. We want to spiral with you and feel less alone.
This comment section is a support group.
It is group therapy. Thank you so much for gossiping on the couch with us. Please like, comment, subscribe, and share with your messiest besties.
Stay delusional, stay flirty, and we'll see you on the Snark side.